Because if you die when you are good, you have peace. But if you die when you are not good, it is not our business. It's not anybody's business. It's God. God is the one. That's why you say we should not judge. There's another person who was saying that people are different. There's somebody going to church and whatever he's doing is too contrary to what he's supposed to be doing in church. There's somebody is a DJ, music. But when the time for church comes, he stops the music, he's going to pray and come back again. So the judgment day, this person is told to go to heaven. The person who was spending all the time in church and pretending, go to hell. So
they say there are 4 ways which your body used to avoid the pain. Can you mention at least 2?
The way your body
uses to avoid the pain.
First is crying.
Crying you don't avoid. It's just
crying, it depends.
You cry?
Should you cry now, you release a lot of pain, eh? Then after that, then you can say even fighting. If somebody has wronged you and you fight.
No, that is not, you're not avoiding, that you're defending yourself.
That's a defense.
You see, the body used to avoid. It's like it's sending a different signal. Like, this is too much, so I have to do something else to avoid. One is sleep.
Another one is singing. You sing.
Sing.
You sleep to avoid
Pain.
pain. No, thank you.
That is true.
Apart.
When you feel pain and you go to sleep, why is it that maybe something has cut your finger? When you go to sleep, it's more painful than the daytime. Why? And you want to sleep so that you avoid the pain.
Yeah, the body will use
Sleeping
sleep
can't
to
avoid pain.
It does. That's why
Unless
you
are
see
ill.
people are given even this amnesia. They inject you with their amnesia. So you may not, you fall asleep. You see even those who are doing the operation, you have to make them sleep. So they become unconscious. It's like you are not aware.
Is it avoiding pain? Or the pain is there, but they are not aware?
That's why it is to avoid. The pain is not going there away, but it tends to avoid. It's like somebody who goes to drink. You think like you're avoiding the stress. Say I'm releasing the stress. After the liquor is gone, you find that the problem is
even added.
So all the painkillers, they don't heal.
They reduce.
They don't reduce anything.
Do they reduce really?
They paralyze. They paralyze the place. When you have a headache and you take the painkiller, you will feel like it is okay because you are not feeling the pain, but it is being paralyzed. It is not helping you to solve the problem, but at least the pain, you're not feeling it.
Like this we call vaccination. At the what, polio, what, they inject the same what of that the same disease. So when it comes, it finds the friends are already in your body, so it does not come in a strong way. So people say that if you are not vaccinated, you die. But you can die because when you come find it's a new body with no what.
Now what they do, the body, every time there is a different stuff coming into the body create immunity. It's like they make the soldiers to fight against that stuff. So when you have coronaviruses and your body has never experienced that one, it doesn't have the soldiers to fight back.
Yeah.
So that's why they introduce you
weak,
the corona, which is non-infectious, but your body will react to that infectious coronavirus.
Yes.
So when the really comes, it finds already the body is alert.
Mama.
So it fights back. So the highest stage of avoiding death is pain is death. When the body is done with all the solution, now it allows you to die. Say, okay, so this one is too much.
So if you die, it means you have stopped the pain.
Yeah.
But biblically say that if you die when you are not good, you feel the pain in your endless pain, eternal pain.
But you're talking, did you say biblically?
Yeah, biblically.
Which chapter of the Bible talks about that? Because what I know in Ecclesiastes says that there is no memory, there is no remembering in death.
Then why do we say that if you die, there are two ways: you go to hell or heaven?
That's a wrong theology. It is when you rise up. There are two ways. Whether you go to heaven or hell during the resurrection, not during death.
So can we say those people who died some years,
They are still in grave.
100 or 300 years ago,
They are in grave.
they are happy because they don't experience many things.
They are not happy
Yeah.
because they don't exist. They don't exist. They don't have
Where
feeling.
is
They
their
have
soul?
no
Does
emotion.
the soul die? Does the soul die?
It depends on how you define a soul.
When
What
God,
is a
when
soul?
God, during the creation, God created human being in His likeness. So we resemble God.
Okay, so let's
So
talk about
we
the
res-
material.
Do we resemble God in material or in the soul?
Now, let's take the material which God uses to make a human being.
Yeah.
He took the
The
dust
soil. Yeah.
from the soil and He breathed to him His breath.
Yes.
And the Bible says a man became a living soul.
Creature now.
A living soul. So, when it was just a soil without God's breath, this was not a living soul.
Yeah.
And when it was breath without the soul, the body, there was nothing like a living soul.
So the
It is
life-
until the two came together. That's when a man became a living soul. So a soul can never exist without a body or without God's breath. If anyone tells you about
you are right. You are right to say so. But my question is, the breath from God is the soul.
it's not a soul.
The soul is comprises the
Of
dust.
the breath and the dust.
And the dust.
That's what makes the soul.
Not the soul is the one making
No.
the breath to be active.
It is the breath which makes the body to be active.
Because when the body was made,
Yeah.
it was activeless.
It was activeless until it get the breath. And people tend to confuse. The breath itself that's what we call now extension of God to humanity. It is the power of God which drives this body. When
But
that power,
the body was non-living.
yeah, it was not
It
living.
was non-living.
Yeah,
So the body became living
after
the
God's
breath.
breath. And that
So-
God introduced His power to the human.
What about other animals?
It is the same because He spoke. He spoke to them. The mechanism
Yeah,
is different.
It's different, yeah. This
But
one
he spoke.
breathed. But
He-
these other things just
He
say.
spoke.
Mhm.
So, the nature responds to the voice of God. When He speaks, things happen. So, He could even say to Adam, and Adam could be a living soul, because He did it to several people. When he talked to Jairus' daughter, He talked to Lazarus, Lazarus was. He didn't go to breathe into his nostril when he was in the grave. He just called Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus was there.
He used his power.
Yeah, when he speaks, things happen. So you cannot limit him on how to operate. But people tend to confuse. There is this spiritualism when people tend to believe that a soul can exist without a body. And I've seen nowadays, like in the social media, when you go to Instagram, there are people who are doing, they call something a projection. I don't know what projection, like you can travel outside your body. People say, you see, when you go to sleep, if you want to do that, I don't remember the first word, but they say something projection, what? You can walk out of your body during the night and you go to the sky, you visit some places you've never been, you enjoy, and then you come back, which is very tricky because some have tried it and they ended up in a coma.
But what about these people? They say they travel with the hungo.
But that's, you see, witchcraft. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft.
So if they can do it with that power, see, other people can use other power to do it.
What?
Or if it can work with those people, the witchcraft. Yeah. And remember, these people are also clever. They are using the God's power.
It's not God's power.
No, it's the God who gave them those tricks.
No, it's not. It is the devil.
So it is devil's power.
Yes.
So
the devil. You see, the devil has power.
If the devil has a power that can make somebody travel to different way, can God not do?
God can do, but you see, what we tend to actually what we fail to understand on how God operates is He knows what is good and what is bad. So He gave us the free will to choose what is right, not what is wrong. Not because there is no power in Satan. He said Satan has power. He can even bring angels from this heaven. He can bring fire from heaven and make people believe about that. But God warned you, like, watch lest you deceived. Because He will try to mimic what I do. Everything that God does, Satan is trying to mimic it. So for us, human beings who are just like, we don't have enough knowledge, it is easily to be taken, especially when people tend to seek for wonders and miracles. You see, even in the Christian churches nowadays, everywhere you go, they ask for miracle. Today you're going to experience your miracle. You have get your miracle.
Yeah,
so miracle become a part of the Christianity theology. The question is, why do you want a miracle? Because everything in this life is full of a miracle. Imagine it, I put my hand like this, brother. If I want to have light today here, I need to go and press somewhere. But look at this finger. There is no connection from here up to here. But I can choose to raise this finger. This is a miracle. Where did I praise that the rest are still here, but this is the only one which comes in?
Just think of doing
I think, and this will go up. You see, that's a miracle. How we communicate that you can understand what I say, that is a miracle. How you can raise your leg. Imagine it like you think.
Then you do.
You raise. Now, you did not praise, you did not hold anywhere. So the world is full of miracles, but people tend to take them for granted, like they want more miracle. Jesus told them, like, blessed are those who believe without seeing. Because if you look for miracles, the devil can perform miracles. If your faith will be based on the miracles, you will be deceived big time. So don't make people preach, because we are preachers by nature, brother. Yeah. So we wanna start a church here and Eliza, kupe embe.
Lingine.
Ndizi?
Ule. Pia kikombe kinywe maji. Sasa usingizi umeisha.
Utaki ndizi?
Ipo au unaniambia?
Non ci volta. Ilimbreno yato yeso do mana mora yo moro na magena.
So you live in where? Where is this place?
Kigamboni.
Oh, you live in Kigamboni.
Yeah. It's a long distance.
So you have come to greet this brother.
Yeah.
Because we came a long way.
We come from different places to visit him.
We worked together for a number of years.
You?
We worked together for a number of years.
Where?
In many places. Like 3-4 places.
Wow.
You and Pastor Richard is like wherever we go together. Everybody, you never met Pastor Richard, have you?
Richard who?
Richard Otian.
We went together in Heritage.
You were there when he was there?
Uh-huh.
Hey, hold on.
He came when I was almost leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You taught Heritage, yeah?
Yeah, I did. But I found the founders.
You're the founder?
I found the founders like him.
This gentleman is the asset.
Asante kwa kutumia Vodacom. Nao nipigia haipatikani kwa
Asset or liability. To know the difference between asset and liability. They say the asset is something that brings the money to your pocket, while liability is something that takes the money from your pocket. So sometimes it is very hard to differentiate.
So liability can bring money. It takes money from you to bring you more.
That it becomes an asset.
It takes money.
Sometimes it doesn't bring.
It becomes asset. But
doesn't.
what about if it doesn't bring? It becomes
Yeah, it becomes
liability.
it's a total liability. It's like, in accounting we have a account payable and receivable, account receivable. So receivable in your business, it is the asset. Payable is the liability. When you pay to NSSF, for instance, you pay for house rent, you pay for transport.
Those are liabilities.
You pay, because they are taking money from your account.
Yeah.
You
are taking it from your account.
Hey, you pay. Or whatever other.
That is a liability.
Yeah.
But you take money, maybe to buy a house.
Now, is it liability to us?
No. That's tricky, because if you are doing, for instance, a business and you are renting a house, now you take money, you buy a house, and then you stop paying the rent.
So that an asset is there.
That is the asset.
Yeah, the house becomes the asset.
But
even the car.
But the idea of taking money from your account to buy that house.
So you have your business.
So
you need to balance
the
the financial equation.
and that's why they say the equilibrium, balancing the asset and the liabilities.
Yeah, the accounting equation. You need to balance the asset and liability. So if the liability side is taking money which is not coming to balance in the asset side, that is becoming a total
Loss.
liability.
At all?
A total liability. That's a loss.
Loss.
You are going to experience a loss in your account. But if you buy a school bus and then instead of paying for fare,
you have your own.
no, people pay the money because the money will come to during the in the asset side. They pay for school fees, transport, you see. So once they pay as a transport and you add to your liability, you see your equation will balance.
What
You won't experience
what
as a
about
loss.
taking loan and pay the school fee? Maybe you go for study.
That's a total liability. Until you get the money that will come to balance your loss.
Maybe I took a loan
This
and
loan.
went to China for business.
So, what is the income from that trip which has come to compensate here, the money you took? If it is not balancing, it is still a liability. You have a debt. You took your capital, let's say it has 10M. Now you took 6M, and here you are left with the 4M. You spend for a trip to China. And then it can be an asset if when you come to China, you brought at least 15M, which you add in your asset side. You entered some money in the business. So when you balance here, you see that there's a gain in the asset side. But now your business at the closing day, it had 10M. Now it reaches 4M. Here there's negative 6M disappeared to China. So business is owing China trip. Yeah. So this has been a liability. But when you come to China, we wanted to close our business, you inject 15M to your business. So our capital, 15 plus 4, it has 19. This one, it was not now the liability when we closed. Say this was a good asset. You did a right decision.
So,
There's a term they call.
what do you think a better way or a better solution for that liability to be paid back? Maybe as a company or as an individual.
So the better way, because marketing.
The loan is there. Maybe your earning per month is 2 million or 1 million or 1.5. Still, you have added a loan. You went for a trip, you learned, but yet you are not able to return to make an income from that knowledge yet. Maybe it's
long term.
Yeah, it's a long term. Maybe you are figuring out. Maybe it will take maybe 5 or a year. But after 3 months, you have to start returning the interest or the money.
Yeah, it's not a problem because in balancing.
I think because you have set a goal, so the balancing will be at the goal you settled from which month, which year. For example, you want to make something that it will start getting the benefit maybe after 2 years. So
okay, you will get the benefit from that 2 years, but the bank wants you to pay maybe in two
Installment.
No, in 2 months from the date they gave you the money.
Or maybe you've taken the money to start a business, and this business, the outcome will be seen maybe after 2 years.
Yes.
Jibu.
So, in business, there is a word I'm looking here. And money. I don't know if we can be able to. Equity. Yeah, I was looking for this word, equity. Owner's equity. You see, every money, you as a business owner, you enter the money in your business, we call owner's equity. What you take out of it is called a dividend. So you can take the dividend for some reason, like you want to boost your business, you want to do the marketing, you want to do publication, you want to do investment. So that money may not come instantly
Yeah.
to as a return to the business or as a profit or interest. But you are the one who owns the business. You know how much your capital is affected. So you need to add another equity in order to balance the equation. So you can get another equity from whatever sources you top up to the business, of which on the right side it will be like a debt that the business owes you some money because you injected here. So at that time, the one which you have taken, you owe that business because now it has to return. So you go and do the business or you do the marketing. When it starts paying back, you just come and take the dividend now from the investment that you had already done. So that's how normally the balance is.
Equilibrium.
Yeah. Because not every time that you will get the instant profit from the money you inject in the business or the liability which you take in terms of the investment or promotion or sometimes marketing.
So you mean like if you have something that you can maybe sell or put in a...
Not necessarily sell. For instance, you are paying rent. You are paying rent. Rent is a liability. But now you have your own house. You say, now I'm not going to pay this rent. I want to put my business in my own house. So that becomes an asset. You have added the equity in your business. So you are not going to say that my business is not paying rent. The rent has to be there. But you know that this rent is a gain because I put the asset and this is an interest that I get. So you will treat like if I was to pay a rent for the whole year, I will spend this one. So as a business owner, I use my house. This is my equity. So you need to get benefit from that interest of if you were to pay the loan. So here, your business will be balancing. But you can't assume like, I use my own house, I use my own car, I use maybe my own phone, I communicate. Business does not like that, need those offers. It needs mathematics, that it is what enters in and what goes out. So they are both entry. Each one is an entry. Whatever is used in the business is to get an entry. That I enter this and this comes out. So if it's not balancing, you need to boost it because you are the director. It is your business. It has to balance. If it is lacking money, you took a loan, you put into the business. Now you owe. Sometimes you can get some money not coming from the business. You pay the loan without disturbing the business at that time. You are getting some money from other sources. You pay the loan. But you should never forgive the business. It's not your friend. It has to pay that loan because it used it. So the book says to show that the owner had added some capital to the business by paying the loan. And the business is owing the owner some money. I don't know if we are making myself clear. You know, this business thing, they tend to confuse the mind. And you know what I did in school? Kiswahili. That's the crazy thing about life.
You know, like what is happening to me? I really need a mentor. I think I really need a mentor in my business because I don't know.
Hello.
What is happening is I use my personal account instead of
Amat Madale.
Yeah. That's